Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca and today I'm doing my March bullet journal setup. I'm of course using my gamers themed Ready Player One little cat notebook for everything. And this month, because of PAX East, I've decided to do a gaming theme. If you don't know what PAX East is, it is a big gaming convention that takes place in Boston once every year. PAX East, hence the East Coast version of it. And it's just a massive convention where everyone gets together to do any kind of gaming, board games, video games, tabletop stuff, like RPGs. And there's tournaments, there's panels, there's performances, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So yeah, to get hyped for PAX East, I have decided to make the theme for the month gaming, and we're kind of starting out with like a retro gaming theme, and then I kind of move into a little bit more modern stuff for my weekly spread. But for the cover page here, I have decided to go with a Game Boy because what screams classic old school retro video game more than a Game Boy? Nothing. Let me know if you had a Game Boy growing up. I might be getting to the point where like the people viewing this are too young for that, but I definitely had a Game Boy growing up, and Frogger's Adventures was my first video game like ever. Thank you, Nana and Grandpa, for fueling a lifelong addiction to video games. Let me know in the comments what your first video game was. I think that's always kind of fun to see and just reminisce on and just feel the nostalgia everybody has for those old school video games. So I just kind of outlined everything that I drew, and I am of course using my Crayola Super Tips markers to color everything in. I use these so much. This one in particular is starting to run out of ink, so I'm gonna have to go through them again and probably like purge the ones that are running really low, and maybe even buy a new set because a lot of them are starting to get towards the end of their little marker lives here. But for now, we're still using these, and I kind of wanted to use this one to kind of match those clear Game Boys that there used to be. Remember, like, you know, 90s, early 2000s when all the tech stuff was like that clear tinted plastic so you could see all the like wires and motherboards and everything inside the machines? That was such a vibe. Can we bring that back? Because like, I'm here for it. So I don't know if I quite achieved that vibe with this like Crayola Super Tips coloring situation, but that's kind of the vibe I was going for. And for, you know, the wording, I just did like pixels. I don't know why my camera just randomly decided it didn't want to focus well, so sorry that it seems to be struggling. Not much I can do about that now, but you still get the idea. I'm just coloring in each of the little squares to make up the pixels spelling out March in 2024. I'm kind of sticking with pastel, but kind of like brighter colors. So I used that same green, I used like a purpley pink, and I also used yellow and a light blue. I also did some little doodles around that are kind of meant to look like those little stickers that you would get all the time. So I probably should have just bought some stickers, but you know, cute little doodles instead. And then for the monthly calendar on this next page, I am keeping it super simple. I just wrote out game plan in these sort of blocky letters. And I'm just literally doing squares for the calendar, and this is pretty much it. I might add some stickers or doodles around the edges of this, because this is the one page that is quite plain out of everything, but I wanted to have plenty of space to write. For my past 2 months in this journal, I have been doing the vertical list for the calendar, and that's great for some months, but for months when you have more things happening and just overall more you're trying to keep track of, I definitely prefer having like a more classic, like a blocky setup. So yeah, just drew out all those squares and decided to add little stars in the corner of each to be where I put the numbers. I was kind of thinking like Mario stars for this, so I might draw some little Mario characters around the outside, maybe like Toad, or like even just the pattern of something like Yoshi or Toad, to kind of give that overall like Mario look, and so that it won't be as plain. But for now, this is what I have for my game plan. And on the next page, I'm doing more of like habit-esque things. So on the left here, I'm just drawing a couple of boxes, and I'm going to have some goals and a space to write down, brain dump, just anything throughout the month that I think of that needs to be written down, whether it's something to do that's like not urgent, or an idea for Etsy, videos, etc. And then I will sort through all the things I have written down in brain dump and put them where they need to be, whether that be in a weekly to-do, in a daily to-do, just in an ideas page. It'll get sorted out from there. This is just an initial writing it down spot. And then this month I decided I needed a full page workout tracker again. Well, I think last time I did half a page, but your girl needs to hold herself more accountable, because without like physically seeing what I'm doing, I can definitely like let it slide or just not be bothered. I'll be like, I had a long day at work, I deserve to just sit here and like watch a movie and not work out. But I need to get my butt moving, you know? I'm trying to be healthy, trying to work out like 3 times a week, and that doesn't always happen. So we're gonna go back to tracking it with Pac-Man. I tried my best to copy somewhat the Pac-Man word lettering, so it questionably looks like workout. The Pac-Man is more like a C shape, but I still wanted to use him as the O, because otherwise he's not really featured much in the spread. So yeah, I just drew a circle for each day, and then included some random little ghosts and little fruits throughout to kind of break up those circles a little bit. And I am putting a key at the bottom with a couple different colors. One for workout, one for rest day, and one for yoga/stretching, where I don't do like a hardcore workout, but like maybe I just go for a walk. I should probably just call it like active rest day, but yoga/stretches is kind of more like the reality of what it is. So that way when I look at it at the end of the month, I can see like what days I was more active, what days I was kind of doing the bare minimum, and what days I was kind of just, you know, resetting from working out so hard. So yeah, that's the workout tracker. And then for my weekly spread, we are finally moving on to something a bit more modern, and that is a Nintendo Switch. Now this one is not my original idea at all. I full-on copied this spread from one I saw on Pinterest, and like honestly theirs looks much better than mine, but I believe the original was Bujo for Stars, unless Pinterest is lying to me, but that is the tag that I'm seeing on here. So either that's the original or that was the person who posted the image that I was inspired by. And yeah, they pretty much had this set up. Theirs was a little bit different color-wise and where they put their days of the week, and they also had some really adorable doodles on theirs that I have not included, but I will hopefully be adding some stickers and whatnot to these pages as well. And like maybe I'll do a different thing for the other weeks, but I really like how this kind of utilizes the extra space on the page really nicely. I feel like when I usually do a 2-page spread that's 1 week, I end up with a lot of wasted space, and this is kind of like filling in that area that normally wouldn't get used at all with a design instead. And I like that instead of just having empty space that's just boring and nothing going on. So I colored it in to look like my Animal Crossing Special Edition Nintendo Switch. I love mine. It is so cute. I literally waited to get a Switch until that one came out specifically to have the Animal Crossing version, and I could not be happier with it. So yeah, just using those colors, and they totally fit with the theme of the rest of the book. And then I just did a little outline around the boxes for the days of the week, and I wrote March in that empty space up in the corner, and that makes like the perfect amount to have 7 days with just like the title for March there. And I think this all came together really nicely. This is definitely one of the themes I am more proud of. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do differently. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!